Boom, welcome back all you alphabet people. That's the easiest way to do it. I don't misgender or whatever, anybody then. We'll just call you alphabet people from now on. So I've just watched another one of the big man's videos. If you don't know who the big man is, go watch the other video where I explain on that. I'm not explaining myself every time. Who's just gone on and basically asked for people to comment on his video about people's thoughts on driver's hours. So we're going to touch on driver hours. Now, bear with me, because this is a minefield at the best of times. And I'm multitasking at the minute, because like I said, I'm driving. And men don't do multitasking, so this should be fun. Now, if I get anything mixed up, put it in the comments. You know the drill by now. So you've got the driver's hours, and there's people that are, I've got family that don't drive, they don't understand the hours. It can be confusing. It's because there's two sets of driving hours, then there's the work time directive hours, and this is where it gets all fucked up. So you've got the EU driving hours, which is basically you can drive for 9 hours a day, five days a week, but twice a week it can be extended to 10 hours. So for 2 days of the week you can do 10 hours driving. Rarely happens because fuck them, that's why. Unless it's Friday, that thing's wobbling around like a right bastard. If you get motion sickness, my bad. Should have got a better phone holder. So yeah, you can extend it for 10 hours twice a week. Well, you'll find most drivers will only do that once a week because they like to save that second 10-hour drive for a Friday, because everything goes titty wampus on Friday. It is not fuck down Friday, it is also known as fuck up Friday, because if it hasn't gone wrong Monday to Thursday, it'll fuck up on Friday for you. So majority of drivers will try to save one, and they won't use one on a Monday either, because they know they've got Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. They're buggered. Also, your daily rest. That has to be a minimum of 11 hours off, but it can be reduced to 9 hours, 3 days a week. Or you can have a 3-hour break during the middle of your shift, and then you can have another reduced break of 9 hours. So you can split your daily rest break like that, and you still get your 11 hours off. Then it goes on to UK domestic hours, which is where you can drive for five hours, have half an hour break, then drive for another 5 hours, and you can do that every day, 13 days in a row, with no break, because that's what bus companies use. Like your local town buses, not like Megabus or National Express. I do think they run on tachograph. I might be wrong. If anyone's worked for them, put it in the comments, let me know, because I don't know myself. It's like if you work recovery, if you operate within a certain radius, you don't need to have a tachograph in. You can run on a logbook, then you're on UK domestic hours. So you're doing 11 hours driving every day. You still do a 15-hour day. It's bollocks. And then there's the work time directive, where you can work 6 hours. By law, you need an half an hour break, and then you can work another 6 hours. It's pretty simple when you split it like that. Or you can have a 15-minute break and then another 15-minute break. So you can do 3 hours, 15-minute break, another 3 hours, 15-minute break, and then you can bang out another 6 hours. Now, I've explained it like that. That's really nice and simple. Or it's nice. It sounds nice and simple to me. It's when you combine two of them together, your work time directive and your driving hours. This is what fucks people up. So I can drive for 4.5 hours, park up, I can go do another hour and a half work before I have to take a break. When I've done that other hour and a half work, I've got to have 45 minutes. Technically, half an hour for the work time directive. I could do another 6 hours, but I still need that extra 15 minutes for my drive time. Now, most people try and work it like that. Try and work to the limit of the drive time and to the limit of the working time, and bang out a 45-minute break. Also, you can do 2 or 3 hours work, have a 15-minute break, get as close to your work time and your drive time limit as you can, then have half an hour, bang, you're fresh to go again. So you can split your breaks, you can fuck about with your breaks, you can fuck about with your hours as much as you want, as long as at the end of the week it all tallies up and it's all right. Now, yeah, you might go 5 minutes over your drive time because you're stuck in traffic or something. Folks, I ain't gonna give 2 flying fucks about that, as long as you don't do it every day. If you do it every day, like when you're taking the piss somewhere, you know you're gonna be 5 minutes over. Then they'll do you. If it's once a month and it's not a regular time, it's not like the 21st of every month you're doing it, for an example, it's not the same date every month. Like, no, you're trying, you're pulling something there. As long as there's no regular pattern to it, they're not going to bother. They understand that you're going to get stuck in traffic. Shit's going to happen. Shit happens. It's part of life. There's that you can do about it, except for grin and bear it. But if you're doing it once, twice a week because you don't want to do a night out, then they're gonna cotton on pretty quick. And falsifying your records, don't bother. If you know you're gonna go over by about 20 minutes, do a printout, write it on the back. Drove 20 minutes over time to find safe parking. Bang, done. You've explained yourself. Pulling your card out and then driving another 20 minutes, half an hour up the road, nah, they won't go for that. And also, what happens if the unfortunate should happen? And you're pushing, you've done 10 hours and you're desperate to get fucking home. You pull that card out and you go and fucking wallop someone because you're fucking knackered. You come around the corner, there's a cyclist all in black. It's pitch black, yeah, fair enough. It's his own stupid fault for dressing like a dickhead, not making himself visible. But you ain't got your card in. You're not supposed to be on the fucking road. You're fucked. Big time. It's not just you that gets fucked in the arse. Your boss does as well. The operator gets fucking shagged. Everyone gets bollocked. It just bite you on the arse. It bites the company on the arse. It gives him a bad market against the name. You're totally shagged. Way up, wrong way. It's just not worth it. I've worked with a bloke who used to do, I always get the team all up, it's either Portsmouth or Plymouth. I think it's Plymouth. One hit. It couldn't be done from the yard we were running out of. It couldn't be done. It was 5 hours there, 5 hours back. Flat out. Both ways. No break. He'd get there, then have his break. All the time, half an hour over. Ain't fucking worth it. And this bloke I'm talking about, it's not me. I'm not a friend of a friend and all that kind of, oh, I've got a friend sort of thing. No, it wasn't me. I could dox the bloke, but I'm not that much of a cunt. Because I actually like the bloke, he's time to get on with. I don't work with him anymore, but that's besides the point. But he's previously been up to the traffic commissioner, nearly lost his fucking licence over running overtime. It'll come again, it'll happen again. Because it's knocking on his cloth ears. Just nothing sinks in with the bloke. But he's a decent bloke. Don't get me wrong, he is a grafty. I'm just glad I don't work at the same place he does anymore, because if he gets buggered, the company gets buggered and the company gets shut down. Because that certain company knows he does it. So everyone will get fucked. And the boss isn't an unscrupulous boss. It's just his heart's not in the business anymore. So when the time comes where it's just more hassle it's worth, he'll just close up. Like I say, I'm not naming the company, I'm not naming the driver either, but it's not a bad company to work for, it's just, it's got dickheads that work for it. And you'll find that there's always that one that's got to be the best driver. Get the most loads in it. It's every company's got the arsehole. Got to be the best driver, got to max their hours. So they will do 90 hours a fortnight. So they'll do like 56 one week and 30 something the other. Or it's 52 one week and 36 the next week. Or whatever it fucking is anyway. Someone will know. But that's just your driving time. I average about 65 hours a week anyway. And I'm paid well for it. Not paid the best, paid well though. No one starves in my house. And everything's paid and brought. But that ain't what this is about. That's a nice building. I don't know where it is, but that's a nice building. So yeah, driver's hours, they're there for your own safety. So if you're going to fuck about with them, not like I've said you can fuck about with them, like splitting your brakes up and stuff like that, that's legal. If you're going to falsify records and drive illegally, basically running fucking over your hours, out of hours and all that kind of shit, well, there is certain reasons why you can drive out of hours, but I can't fucking remember it off the top of my head. But basically, if you're going to fucking max your hours out and then some and keep going by pulling your card out and falsifying records alone, you're a fucking idiot. Them rules are there for your own safety. Pretty much. So your boss can't make you fucking work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you need to do that many hours, because you're paid by the hour, find a better paid job to start with. Because it has been written in there, if you get fined by VOSI, your boss can't pay that for you. You have to pay that yourself. And if your boss is caught paying it for you, he gets a big fuck off fine as well. Or he'll lose his own licence. It is not hard to get an operator's licence. The hard part is keeping it. It's sort of like getting a 22 regiment beret. The easy bit's getting it, the hard part's keeping it. Ask me how I know. No, I am not socks and slippers. But I know people that have been. And the easiest part is getting the berry. The hardest part is keeping it. So it's a bit like that with your own licence. The easiest bit's getting it, the hard part's keeping it. Because everything's against you. There's always someone that can do it quicker, do it cheaper. I think I've made my point. Like I say, driver's hours is once you've done a week's work driving an HGV, you'll understand it easy. It's explaining it to someone who doesn't know it. It's a minefield because there's that many different things that you'll slip up on, and I probably slipped up on loads myself on here. It's just a ball ache, but once you do it for a living, you pick it up pretty quick. It's a bit like riding a bike. Someone can tell you how to ride a push bike, but the only way to ride a push bike is to get on one and try it. It's sort of like that with driver's hours. Once you've done it a few times, you understand it, you get the gist of it. So yeah, I bored you to death. That's my video for today. Bonjour, I'll be I'll catch you another day, another